All right, what's good with you boys? Today we're going to be giving you a Bronze to GM guide from basically a noob. I started playing hero shooters 2 months ago. So the the reason I'm making this guide is because most of the content that's out there for guides isn't really easily digestible for new players. They're going to give you the same tips and tricks over and over, and they're going to give you the tips and tricks from their level. I mean, let's be honest here. If you're watching this, you're not eternity or one above all, things like that. So, the tips that apply to them won't really apply to us. Everyone knows in these lower ranks, it's chaos. Things are wild, man. Things are pretty much very, very unpredictable. You could be following like a professional player's guide down to the T, and it's just not it's just not gonna work out, right? It's just like unpredictableness in these lower to mid to even base high rank. I guess you can say GM is borderline high rank, slightly above mid rank. So yeah, man, it's all gonna be different. I mean, you already know to take off angles. You already know to like peek and protect your healers, peel for your healers. You already know what a tank does. You know how to take space and things like that, I'm assuming. So without further ado, I'm gonna give you my tips that help me climb. And yeah, tip number one is stop focusing on the score sheet. It sounds crazy, but this can be super detrimental. You got some guy yelling at you, you're not getting any final hits, after the first round, the first push, or the first convergence or whatever. You only have such and such kills, or, and you're on a healer, or you're on a tank. You're getting your picks when you want to get your picks, or you're playing someone like Captain America who's not going to be getting 50 kills per game, but you're out there, you're being a mosquito, you're being a fly on the wall, you're just disrupting supports, you're keeping them from, healing, you're helping the tunes out, and, well, the team out with your tune, and people aren't acknowledging it, and you feel some sort of way, so you start diving into the enemy, right? You start making unoptimal plays, and it leads to you getting, okay, maybe you did get your deaths up, your kills up, but you also got your deaths up, which isn't helping you win the game at all. You in the game, you're 20-20 instead of, if you'd have kept playing, you would have been like 15-1 and y'all would have won the game. But the pressure got to you from the score sheet. And a lot of the times it's just not that, people feel the need to get MVP, and you spend all your time getting MVP and building up your score sheet, and the team is suffering because of it. Like, I used to go for MVP and SVP a lot, man. And, I'm like, SVP, I did my best. It's not my fault. When it is your fault, man. You went for SVP. You didn't end up getting MVP because you didn't win. Second best loser is still losing. I don't know what to tell you. Like, come on. If you happen to get it because you're performing well, that's fine. But I would suggest just not forcing it. It's going to do more harm than good. If you're playing your best most of the time, you may get it. And depending on the class, you may not. But that's completely fine. Second thing I would say is know the game, not your character. You have to know that we're trying to take this point. We're trying to push this cart. We're trying to win. And a lot of the times, people don't make decisions based off of that. They make, they're like, I know my character, I'm supposed to go around and flank. Well, maybe, but maybe you should get on this cart too. Maybe you should start pushing the cart if we're backed up or we're trapped or no one's on it and you flanked and you're able to. Like, help us push. Let's at least get 3 bodies on this thing. It's like, oh, it's just my job to tank. Well, maybe, but did you think about, helping putting out some damage? You can get picks as a tank. You can get more kills sometimes as a tank like Doctor Strange than DPS. And vice versa. Some supports, though, they can get a lot of kills. But here's the thing. You have to know the game. You have to know when and where you can do these type of things. A lot of people, you'll have a healer that's just, like I said, they're so focused on going for MVP. They want to get 50 assists, 30k heals, and they want to get 20 kills and final hits to go along with it. I'm like, okay, but we're all dead. Like, do you not know this isn't team deathmatch? You don't know this? Same thing with the tank. He's not taking space. He's back there building his kill counter. Not caring for his teammates, not caring about taking space, not caring about anything else but getting that KD up. So many people are focused on that. They don't focus on the game mode. They don't know what they're playing. Like, there's no way you can say you know this game and you're pushing a point and everybody's just pushing down middle and getting the same results over and over. No one's taking an off angle. Nobody's flanking. We're just one hive mind because we think it's just deathmatch, them versus us. When, no, man, our objective is to get on that point and take it. You know, working together. That's why you're a support. That's why you're a vanguard, you know. It's just how it works, but people don't know the game. Once again, I think the majority of people, and myself included, I fell into this trap, just thinks it's a kill counter, a DPS race, Call of Duty. And I slowly had to figure that out myself, that it's not like, I don't care how the score sheet looks as long as I win. I'm going to be honest with you. As long as I do my best and I help my team and we're winning, hey, man, somebody else can get that MVP all day long. I do not care. That's why I say, do your job. Do your job. If you're a tank, tank first. Don't go for kills first. If you're a support, same thing. Yes, put out damage, help secure the kills. But don't just, oh crap, he's going to get my kill. Let me go get it first and dive in. And you got the kill, but you died as well, and the rest of your team died because you weren't doing what you were supposed to do. You weren't healing. You stopped healing for that fraction of a section, what was keeping that tank alive, which was going to help y'all win the push, but you didn't do it. And this is 2 points at once. This is knowing the game and doing your job. I'm combining these things. Like, do your job. Know what game you're playing and do your job within that game. Otherwise, you're not going to rank up. You'll have a beautiful score sheet every time. You see it in the comment section of videos, right? I don't understand why I'm hard stuck and I'm losing. I get SVP every time. That's why. You're a very selfish person. Wait, that's VSP. You get what I'm saying, though. Just rearrange it around. You get what I'm saying. That's you being super selfish. You think you're doing your best when you're literally not doing your job at all. You're not. Are you really doing your best if you're a healer and letting everyone die, but you got MVP, SVP? It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me, but people do this all day, every day. Another thing I want to say is don't play tilted. This held me back so much. Every time I lose, I want to load up another game. I do. I want to get out there and prove it wasn't me, prove I can do better. And it often leads to more losses. I'm not playing my best at all. Playing tilted is one of the worst things you could do. You're angry. You're blinded by the anger, like, in a sense. It's just what happens as humans. I mean, you can try to pretend you're zen and you're calm all you want, but after like 3 or 4 losses in a row, man, nobody's going to be in the right mindset of the video game. Those losses are going to be weighing on you. You're going to be wondering who's to blame, what's going on. Do not play this game tilted. I'm telling you, it's the worst you can do. Now, here's where people make the mistake. They want to play more Marvel Rivals. Look, you're going to have to go into quick play, or you're going to have to play with a friend and cool off. At least in quick play, I mean, it doesn't matter so much, right? It's not affecting your rank. I do think you should take quick play with a semblance of doing your best and playing around. I mean, testing out characters is fine. I don't think you should go in there to lose, but that's the trap we fall into, right? We don't want to lose, but we also still want to play more of like the game that we're playing, Marvel Rivals. We want to have more fun on the game, but then the inverse comes where you can't be having fun losing over and over and over and over again. It's going to tilt you. It's going to make you mad, but you want to play the game. Go to quick play, man. Or at the very minimum, take hour break. Like if you just got on and you got 3 losses in a row and it's only been like 15, 20 minutes and you want more Marvel Rivals, quick play, dog. That's what I learned. I don't like quick play at all. I made a video on that, but I learned to like it. I learned that Marvel Rivals is Marvel Rivals. I'm playing the game. I mean, most of the time, it's not going to be like ranked. It's not going to have that super competitive nature. But I think if you play on PC, it kind of is. Like, quick play on console is completely different than PC. And I know you can mix and match, but a lot of people on console just go console or only for simple reasons. Like, you don't want to be playing against people with mouse and keyboard at all times. Some people enjoy the challenge, but as a PC player who uses controller, let me tell you, man, I feel when I'm at a disadvantage. So yeah, but all in all, yeah, don't play tilted. I'm telling you, it'll lose you way more games. You might have been like only about to lose 2 games and all of a sudden you're 11 deep in the hole and you don't know what happened. And one of my final tips is to take responsibility. Dude, I used to get on this game and think I was doing everything well. And SVPs, not so much. Even MVPs sometimes will have you thinking you're doing great. I mean, you can get MVP and win the game and still have done atrocious. I used to only look at my losses, but I started looking at my wins, and I'd see several things I could have done better. And it got to the point now that I don't even have to watch the VOD reviews. I know when I'm doing something terrible within the game. Like, soon as the death happens, I've identified what happened with that death. The most helpful part of that is the death recap. Like, you get like 5-10 seconds in between the matches to watch what you did wrong and how you died. And sometimes I overextend. Sometimes I think my healers are behind me and they're not. And I don't go, oh man, healers, why weren't you healing me? I have to be, even if they're not healing me, I try not to be negative, but my thought process, like in my brain, I'm not like, oh man, healers, you're not healing me. I'm like, did I cut myself off from the heals by going around a corner? Did I get group walled off? Did I overextend? Like, what happened that led to this moment? I take responsibility now. That's one of the things that helped me climb so much, is just taking responsibility and fixing those little mistakes. And yeah, if you're not ever going to take responsibility, you might as well just give up now. I'm serious, man. It's always someone else's fault. I know it's borderline a meme now, but I used to be that way, man. But I learned I learned along the way, got to take responsibility. I have to, man. Another thing is, you're probably not as good as you think you are. So I made another video. I'm gonna keep this one short. I was playing Thor like the pros would tell me. I would always go for flanks, like this one guy always goes for flanks and off angles. And that's not my play style. But because I said I'm playing exactly like he wanted to play, told me to play, it's not my fault. You have to find your own lane. You have to play your own way. You have to find your own play style. You can take bits and pieces from these professionals, but if you don't have your own play style, and you can mix and match it all together, that's what I've done. I've created my own play style by like mixing together about, no lie, 7 different YouTubers' play styles and using it intentionally in ways I need to use them, and being able to recognize those moments and situations where I should use those play styles versus just like going on that one play style and doing it that way. So if I could give you any tip, it's to find your own play style and not copy someone else's, especially the pros. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out your hair. It's your boy KOG out. Peace.